the entire perfect reason for these complications in the universe, the arrangement, the orientation, the truth of why we resonate. But the perception lens is perfect. While it's the human condition, we can talk about it. And in the next 10 years, we're building it, we're changing it, finding ourselves in the now point. For an escape particle, 1980, Precision Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Causing a universal condumet, a type of slipstream for the wolf armor. Armor up. Today we are to maximize our now point achievement. The identity. There's a frustration for the human in their body, the energy, and because of these fluctuating things in the universe, it would appear to be wild and natural, but it is the process in the art of storytelling. We can actualize the potential of the rainbow while it's happening. So real rainbow terraforming in the universe is happening, and it's never happened before. And the humans are at the helm of this universe. And this is the appropriate fitting for your encounter today. Is that the humans are these larger than the universe angels. We have to understand how to encompass the issue and to render and lock put. From the now point, we create a pinhole into the future for the greatest possible outcome. Perfect circle for ourselves and everyone else. And the half lotus of the horizon completes for the mirror to cellophane, right? Well, from the green point into the blue, encrypted by the three metals, the sanction of violet, purple. These are the greatest of each fluctuation and the digestion of time. We're indelibly part of the structure. Now is to master it. For to receive a greater potential universe is to build it, is to exist it. Hatch and Millie are those revolutionaries. They exist as the size of the universe. The human body is being spiritually harassed with like radio waves. It's not fair. And we're building real life engines that cause confidence and longevity or health continue. Or it's strange because the remedy of like how to keep on living is not this concise one single path, but it's an evolution thing, because you could be like going in a certain direction and because the universe was torquing out like that, and you could feel it, right? So at the last minute, and you boom, and you landed it. Oh, and you go off this way, and then the universe is like, oh yeah, and it's like an entire body shift. And if you hadn't have done that, it's like we're all intuitive to our well-being as a life of living unit. So we're all kind of scrambling as an animal that way. I'm concerned about the intuition, the ability to affect the future is being conditioned, and that is this type of hazing. It's making humans lazy against the behavior that would endure them on this earth. So we are creating these real pro tools, but they're fit to the intensity of the individual. And whilst I speak caringly, compassionately to the audience, it is my work with Millie. I'm looking for that partnership, that perfect circle now, for you guys to be a part of. How the truth or the identity, how perception is locked with the right levitation, so it's not hypocrisy. Because in fact, the universe is being attacked in a violent sort of the false passion of our universe. And, the garden is built to facilitate these passions, but as we are masters of the garden, it is not the time for us to be overwhelmed by the entertainment, albeit, because we have to live millions of years on this earth. So there are plenty of pleasurable things, but I really believe, because I realized something. The -25 is a men's department. The Y chromosome controls the red shift, pertains to how time is filtering, and the Per Society, the Revolution Center for the 3-metal lock, ZN. It's a blue angel. It performs the critical lock and key, the sanctioned beef, causing like a skeleton key or like a piece of the puzzle, forcing the other 3 metals to conscribe through task of time and the age bracket. So this will confirm with each person's fingerprint, like you have a specific birthday and a rooting system, like how did you get gathered up and become yourself. But now that you're here, you're at a workshop and you have to work on yourself and build your soul and clang and forge the metals of your antlers into the next 100 years. Well, just building up your soul, and everyone has these different ways. I mean, I'm just trying to explain. Hatchin' Millies isn't about exploiting the opportunity of being intelligent. It's about mastering the passions and the eros. Being beautiful all day long is a full-time work. Like being an idol, is to not. And oh, anyway. To complete the armor of perception for the green and the blue lens on a universal scale, the 3 other pieces shall conscribe and purify the Y chromosome. So on your side, create a paper tablet and perform this calculation. As an investment in your energy constant. Like, how do you make yourself truly lucky? How do you perform the universe as the horizon, the true measuring of our fingerprint, our identity? We're up against a reality, a thriving garden in the universe. And for the sake of identity and the task of existing from fractal hyperwire, the calibration of earth and angels is on a level that is practical. It is is who I am, and it is who humanity shall become in future. So I'm looking for the queen and the voice to lead these people. It is like the champion with wings of light to bring humor and intrigue for learning and for the greater caring for communication. The universe prescribes this champion from the house of the wolf shield. For the sequence of 1980, it's a streaming service. We're a streaming service. That's our how we gender identify. So Hatch and Millie gender identify as in this 1980s time vortex of a triangular streaming service, a fractal born Leverett circle, and the sequence perfect bullseye. You comprehend the universe is affected by the season, this calendar. So the calculation of your identity in this elemental tower in the now point, perfect bullseye. Connect that light and bring it into your own work on paper. And I will sneak you the light of, here's your 5-mile band-aid, the compass of your full kit universal. It's the Earth Heliosphere, clockwork, explodey, 5,000. Know when to do and when for what. The seasons, were not dinosaurs. It's not an ancient age over the earth. It's time to do really intelligent things. And so because of this, I am able to grant you 5 spectacular wishes of particular calibration. But the task of wish granting is also about being able to keep the things that you wished for. And that's a difficulty that we encounter in the universe today. But because of the cellophane condiment, we have an unbroken image of our personal technology, the clockwork, a pocket watch, representing the true one soul. And I'll slip that into your pocket or tattoo it on the inside of your skull. Imagine in your forehead a great stained glass window and beautifully ornates your place in the universe today. The sword of justice protects the horizon of the resident earth, the residency of the universe, the horizon. The sword of justice is as the armor of New York City, calculating on a cell division for the now point in the technology, for psychic detection, for the market, for what is a good investment, or how to avoid a bad night. New York City is working on the human image for sequence of animation. Or the vertical. The now point in 1980 becomes a sphere, whereas before that it was a tube shape. The calendar of the fractal and the angel of gardens pertaining to hatching, which is the greater vortex, hatch the heliosphere eggs, and from that perfect lens, the triangulation, 1980, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries welcomes you with open arms. Our factory invites every individual through a series of Julius set. We exist the emporium of a universal-sized robot. For each of the audience member, they receive our very best. And through the entertainment of our voice, it is like layers of the rings of a tree. We are investing in ourselves, becoming more powerful through the work that we believe in, building up the audience, building real people, making champions in the night. We're like a revolution center, and we build each other. So the first show, Hatch is furious working in his laboratory, and he is a scientific goblin of he is a scientific creatureoid. He's building a universal-sized calculation to build the strange ulterior, and he speaks. What? For the Millie to awaken. For the champion that suddenly the lens of her eye, the queen of the universe, is required. The pink triangle zooms around, starts activating this gold clip. 50% clip. Genuine horizon. Built from perception. We are the authentic, resident, robotic engineeriate. It's like the half nucleus of Millie is a giant robot coming to life on the screen. She starts howling in her cage of incarnation, the racket of a universal-sized incarnation. Millie is coming to life from the darkness. Millie is scraping herself together from nothing. We all have our beginnings. The size of the universe. A great map of doings and championing. Just to bring the nucleus. Circumference perfect bullseye. For true love and the enduring. Lock and key. The perfect orgasm. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Locks. Basically, body armor in the universe. How do we survive in the vacuum? Interior castle. Like an angel, we are built to survive. We're using our intelligence not just to despoil our the daylight. Like, oh, hey, guess what? We're awake. Let's go get wasted and party and feel really good. Like this is the curvature of the tailbone. Like even a wolf prioritizes wisdom and loyalty. Even an animal understands the intelligence of the mechanical daylight. So applying our living vortex. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries is a revolution center. It's a streaming service. And what this is literally people can hang out, watch our movies, and be transported to another humanity. And my relationship with real people is critical because then we have a dialogue where we're finding the evolution between us. This is the universal guardian angel. It is, we need to have the extension tree for cat girls, lock and key, guardian angel, a nurse for all the boys in the universe, like an angel bot that protects their balls and helps them to grow healthy because of the overwhelming the eye contact between the queen of the universe. She immediately has the completion for every man. However, she is encrypted to her Y chromosome timeline, hatch the Heliosphere eggs, a lock and key pinhole that brings the completion of our rainbow universe. It's healthy for the Heliosphere eggs, the right mapping for hatching a Heliosphere egg draws the right distance for your own angel ghost carriage. And in that wizard investment sanctions, right? So right now we're in like prototype, you know, this is beta, this is source code. So I'm looking for production and partnership business today in America, looking for that investment partnership. I believe what I'm worth is billions of dollars. I believe that I'm the right champion, and to raise up the voice of the queen, I need a confident and a humor, like an invention or a comedian, a voice actress. Perfect bullseye is a combination of everything. The universe. Oh, so what's been twisting on the humans is like a wrong interpretation on who we are and whether or not we're doing what the earth needs us to do. Of course, we want to do that, but language and incarnation is not so convenient. So we must fight for this revolution summit. We need to work for this. And so there are these seasons, and the Millie is a giant robot that is designed to overclock conditioning. It's not just conditioning that is preset for the adults. It's whole generations need to do the task of inventing themselves, doing a lot of work, but also having a good time. So balancing that is like having a party and hosting it too. So facilitating the hour with my partner, looking for a voice actress to perform Millie. And it is like professional on camera. It is true love. All the resources we require to perform this task are rendered here and here. Into the streaming service. There's the devil with his pointy and his little universe battle, cotton candy wolf, and all this. We were born to a universe that's twisted with if you see the X-ray of the universe, there's a whole layer of decay where parts of the universe are dead. And we're the nerve center of the universe, where we're responsible for that. So the type of numbskull that humans do have, we're supposed to apply our thick skin to surviving the fact that parts of the universe is unconscious. All right. And so it isn't a sardonic argument about leadership, judgment or philosophy. And in fact, all this type of philosophy has done no good to the previous universe, but only the new types of physics that are from the permanent, it's a particle of the 80s, and it is visible to the naked eye. So it's the origin of visible light spectrum. or it is the focal point of the now. It is that the universe has just awoken from a coma, and humanity needs to become a master of their anatomical shift, be an individual despite the conditioning, and what is supposedly regular is not what's going to save humanity from an insane problem that is out of control, crazy in debt, very evil in the universe today. And compared to the evil in the universe, the types of evils we have on the earth are like like a zombie form, or what do you sort of digestion of the problem. Here's a character. You'll have some characters in the world today, humans. You'll have some difficult humans. A lot of them will gravitate towards getting a vocation where they're like, well, I'm talking about the problem anyway. But it's like, yeah, well, you might burn in hell though. You might just die. And so it's not for us to make friends with vegetables, but when we can invest and give like a guardian angel robot to the soul of the girls and the boys, then we're doing our task. But we have to handle it on a universal size market. So this is the show is Hatch and Millie whispering about the market and how they're going to balance, in the next 100 years. And Hatch whips out, all right, to open up the map graphy for our flash intelligence about the future. Greenpoint navigates this. Perception lens, 50-50 partnership. Perfect bullseye. Cell division, it grows from the pinhole of the brightest future. That is our company, our investment. Here's our names. Here's our soul. Here's our castle, everything. Our insurance, the Guardian Angels X5000. So the type of strange, the wrong fitting on humanity causes people to deny matriculation of time. They perform like, oh, nothing matters, or like it's not going to add up. So, but this is like a feeling that is actually like extinction, and I don't think it's polite. We need to actually fight against extinction. So at the beginning of every show, we have like this extra wheel that comes out offering to all audience members a type of perfect lens of guardian angel. It's interesting because my presence in the universe just makes this possible now, for the individual has gained its mirror, or the true reflection of things is coming into focus. So on like the universe today, the living dragon is fighting to survive and hatch its inventory of universal heliosphere eggs. The Earth heliosphere is like a clockwork, and the solar system goes around, and we're like in a large atomic picture of the atomic calculation, which is a fractal plan for the eternal self, for the self of everything. So it's like moving faster than the speed of light, but when we control ourselves, we can create the greatest blessing, like antlers of light that grow into the future. So at the very beginning of each of our show, it rolls out to the audience members, and when Hatch and Millie are giggling and interacting, and they're building little robots on the show. Well, so we're gonna open up a flash mapping into the future. So then Hatch goes, uses his unicorn form, and this light spectrum goes. We're gonna have 100 years, fire a chainsaw whip for the clarification of the universe. We hard pin it with the results, the best possible. Ka-ching, ting, ting. The results locked in. Bring in this 100-year fiery chainsaw whip so we can create a greater investment tree for our spine and we can get more lucky in our life, but more importantly, like thousands and hundreds of other things that allow our, like the antlers of ghost tree and time to work. So the relationship is that Hatch and Millie is not a temptation, but they're this anchorage, a keystone where you go to this factory and you feel welcomed because there's just comfort food. It has the right Babel fish for the human anatomy. The junk DNA is catered here. Everyone feels relaxed at this point, and you guys are the professionals that are the first encounter to work with the fractal boy from Leverett. I need my pilot so that we can make this happen, and all it's a true love event when we allow the good thing to happen. But unfortunately, like the evil in the universe will try to make me appear to be just a smooth talking good guy. Like, oh, he hasn't worked hard to master his unique incarnation. Well, he did, and he has. And so the imitations of me are going to be complex for humans, and we need to preventive medicine. We need to avoid that. And I need you guys to partner with me so that for the next 10 years we're working together and you guys understand people's their the human conflict. And you're like, well, I understand why that's upsetting, but he's building something that then you can understand an idea. His whole show is about understanding one idea. And you know, the part where you're traveling, you can take that as far as you want in your interior space about what you're doing with your soul, but I think that's really healthy to get in there. Anyway, the facilitation images is critical, right? Everyone that's in the audience is non-burdenous. And the thing is to anchor the relationship of Hatch and Millie first as a character. I've already done that work. So as a director, as the Y chromosome, I've done all this work to own my own company, to champion up on my life, and I need society to respond. I need payment for my ideas, the recognition that I'm an individual, and some of the relationship, like because it's a universal, it's a heliosphere egg. I'm not a mere philosophy. I'm an individual representing a seed of a brand new America, a brand new and like the men sense that and then sort of imitate it a little and they get confused because they're like, wait, but it's really the women need to say, we want to promote the erratic. Like Colin is really unique. Colin is really different. And just for that reason, it's natural for the women to say, let's put forward this unique flower. Okay, it's just rare. It's almost extinct. Well, it's not extinct. He's alive. He's he's the king of the universe. He's the rainbow king. I'm working to balance the market of the universe first, so that humans are relevant angels. Because I couldn't pack everything on humans. It was pressure. It was breaking because tilt force, like this entire decay of the universe, and we have like our society has many architectures that are trying to explain what's happening in the universe, why it's dire, why it's urgent, and it's not about a false prediction. It's about us having hope. It's about us surviving. It's about humans belonging here on this earth, and it's a lot of good stuff. But the confidence of the audience is required, bro. Like they're not gonna want to even spend the time if they feel like, oh, they're looking at the queen of the universe wrong, because that's a bad energy. But they want to feel like, well, I live here. And when we look at a picture of the universe and we can, I really want to make this pilot with you. And I'm looking for the bravery and the spark. It would be a recognition between Millie, a universal goddess, and the voice actress. Like, she's like, I want this. This is my identity, what I become. It's my future. It's like a recognition. Like, you can taste it before it happens, and it's easily confused and misconstrued by people who can't feel it the same way. But this is also, unfortunately, like, this part of these types of animalistic confusions are where evil is hiding. This is where delicate light gets crushed. Like, what? Oh, the inspiration of our family wasn't supported properly, or like Earth betrayed itself, or something stupid like that. You guys, we have to have like professional defenses of safety for every column, every ring of a rung of this fence. There's a law of safety, like an onion that protects the individual, the nucleus. These many people are like a hyper network that creates the effort that is upholding the universe, but it wasn't that way before. So there's this a false time rendering, like an oversized supercomputer rendering a straight, like the universe would basically fall apart without our Y chromosome. And it's just like, no, you guys just never landed properly on the Earth, and the nucleus of the Y chromosome of the Earth and angels is now capable of doing a solid matter. The permanent particles, or the identity of the angels, has arrived. So the future from the hatched Heliosphere eggs arrives with Colin Paul Woodard in 1980. And it creates the first fractal. And the shadow of my fractal is what we call the Big Bang, where all the particles came from. And we're at this like middle point where the Earth is really important, but it's really that we need this pilot, we need a relationship, and to facilitate it makes it survive. Then we have equipment. This is cutting edge technology. We're wearing like aura armor, and then everything that society's doing gets amped up. Everyone starts going, oh wait, I get it. You can't have an imitation of Colin, because the long time ago, what these ships are doing is an imitation of the human function. So when we promote Colin Paul Woodard, you're promoting yourself. But if you like attack Colin, you'll have like an identity problem, because society is dying without being able to have access to free speech, free election. So America is serving this kind of choking line, like the edge of global society physics, and the detection of future, the antennae that detects problems. My presence allows humans to detect. To Ethernet, internet. They have that sensitivity in their body, but they're not satisfied with it. It's more like a frustration, because the universe is evolving quickly, and the first matter of issue is to defeat the universal environmental crisis. But to do that, we need particles, permanent particles from the fractal. And whether or not I do this thing privately, which is what it is now, and that's in fact what I'm working on, is defeating the infection of the universe. And at length, the issue of the universe is shrouding Earth environment, but it doesn't turn the opportunists into heroes. So it's weird. Layers. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're building the Millie robot, and when they face like problem with time, Hatch performs like a magic spell and stitches it together and it gets animated. And the pilot is Hatch and Millie, these two robots, building each other and coming up with ideas. And Millie is like the funny one, like Pinkie Pie. She's just, clairvoyant about the ideas and stuff and always has something to say about it. So we just work on it all the time, and we multiple takes, and we find really funny parts that everyone laughs at, and that gets a laugh every time. So that gets stuck, we piece it together like this. Right, to bring this Millie robot to life, it's the Loop Labs. So we dress up, we do makeup in the morning, and we take a photograph of ourselves. And it's cataloged like on an AI, the idle image and the beauty of our image and the robotic functions of that and what it carries emanates into our hand. And the way that our technology assembles, there's different codes or like gearing systems that part of the reason that wrong ink, perfect bullseye. The reason that mirror pairing is now possible with particle physics being permanent, it solves the angel issue, which is basically angel food for gardens, where like when the planets in the universe receive permanent particle placement, like they're on this map, they're getting connectivity to the other hatched heliosphere eggs. So the conscious dragon of the universe is awakening. And as basically the planets are like, well, as long as all of my angels on my planet, as long as all my creatures are happy, let's go, go, go. Right. So my work is to make this as smooth running and entertaining for them as possible. It's like the medicine that allows the planets to get into the next phase. Then they can fight back with torque and destroy the black holes, defeat terrorist institutions and wrong thinkings. Right? It's the revolution of light, the evolution, the epiphany of humans and Earth from Colin Paul Woodard because of his ghost soul. Right? And the reason of Millie is that Colin's a singularity. And so a type of true love, white hair, the first one, the Cupid, right? So the mirror of Colin Paul Woodard's full capacity as a fractal incarnate is unlimited. That's why the humans are perfect. Because of Millie. But also because of Millie, there's this new types of physics that allows for angel pairing to allow for each individual to have a guardian angel that is literally the image of true love. It's like the right reflection. They love how they look. They might look, that's the thing, is they don't have to look like a human all the time. They might look different, but it's like having a digital pet or something is just like, oh man, there's a little bit of relief to the perception. We're robots, we do a lot of work. But to complete that is to understand we need to not get swamped by the next 100 years, but to do things today that become historical now point, become permanent. Because such as how the past is like, in a way, undeniable, or you can't, there's some permanence to the past. And so we're in the now point. So we make the now point perfect. And then in the future, our now point is undeniable. So to survive in the future, we have to do great leadership. And so the company, Hatch and Millie's identity as a gender couple, where our sexuality is streaming service. We're this company, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, Universal Robotics, full set. So Hatch is going around Loop Labs, and there's like a dungeon or music. There's a music factory, and they're building, inventing, and talking. And the vast assembly, Millie is developing herself through those rotations. And the Hatch character is very useful. He's very, and to bring this to the audience is to let all the women have imagination and to just have fun with Millie, because they're also they receive a Y chromosome, like guardian angel. So like a perfect, beautiful boy toy as like a free gift pops out. But what I'd like to, making like a cat girl psychic aura bot for the boys is for the boys to robotically lower 25 Y chromosome instant agree, like, oh well, if she's, as long as she's not like, oh, are my angels on board with this, like, oh, as long as she says it's okay, then I'm okay with it, but it's a 50-50 thing where they're both getting the good upgrade. It's like static constant body armor upgrades, a vibration that destroys cancer, prevents bad luck and sickness, and increases intelligent community, and the type of connectivity that is like, oh, that was perfect for true love. Doing the work of your identity is to reach the completion and make an adult decision to greenlight the project, partner with Hatch and Millie's with great confidence. It's difficult for a one-of-a-kind person to recognize themselves from behind their own eyes. Usually people require the audience to tell them who they are, but the audacity of the individual that develops recognition of their own soul has truly done the work of the robot and the individual, the animal, the work of mastery. To apply yourself, to expand on what you are behind your eyes, is to be the greater idol that gives the truth, the depth for the audience, for their true love, for their confidence in the character, for the confidence in themselves. Now to bring it into real life, true epiphany of green and blue working together, the metal harmony, the sequence that protects our origin, perfect bullseye, the ancient function of blue eyes revealed in the third metal, GE, the blue-eyed angel, universal sized revolutionary, unicorn's horn. It is the way forward. It is the path of the eyes, the skull, the sequence of it, the now point for the universe. Ripping the 5 from a 4, that is the false individual, repairing the sinew, rebuilding the soul in the equilibrium that is sanction. The soul stone replenish universe chain link, energy efficient coil, copper generating, sanction soul stone. Put your individual soul into there, or tattoo it on the inside of your mind. Perfect bullseye. Universal 10 million the process of the actual calculation. The wrong type of reduction in the mind. And we don't narrow down to one specific thing. Branch and widen your mind. And for the next 100 years, think of the best thing you could give to all of your favorite characters. A type of the perfect gift that saves their life. With lifetime physics, we can reach those types of calculations. Like, when would my characters need me to intervene and give them, like, oh, there you go. And suddenly they're not dead because they were getting snooged by some sort of Kravenov, right? That type of age detection, that's what I represent. And I'm being forced to walk alone. I need humanity to physically embrace me. I need a physical partner, a female, a voice actress performing the Millie robot would be superior for mankind. But things that are good for people is not energetically promoted by the humbug. So you guys need to do more than what is normal for Bonus Town, because you gave me this extra amount. Unicorn's horn, perfect bullseye. The sequence of, it's the revolution of age or soul. Self is fighting back against the decay of our universe or madness. It is the perfect circle. The universe is fighting back. The rainbow is shattering, changing, like a sword of light, battling, flickering in the night sky. Millie, the giant robot, reaches out. She wields the sword of light like a sword. Slash. She cuts the problem. The blue-eyed angel struck low the evils of our universe. Sequence. The entire universe is a calculation that even the greatest computers cannot reach, but our bodies effortlessly ride upon that. You only need a greater steed. You need a noble gentleman. Colin is that warrior. Hatch 5. Give me the dignity of a pilot. I will raise up Millie to survive in the universe. The greater idol arise. The true purpose of communication, true love. The robotic fine-tuning of our eyes. Perfect bullseye. The origin of perception. And we would be comedians, for our bravery is stricken and humiliated like Swiss cheese. But he recognizes us through the thick of our conditioning, the defeat of evil, the perfect circle. Universal-sized revolution. Hatch the Heliosphere eggs. The resource of Legend Pan performs the afterlife, the reincarnation spawn location for all lost Heliosphere worlds. All ships in the universe will abide by the physics of recycled metals from lost worlds or asteroids. Universal-sized sword of light, Millie and Hatch. Universal power couple, true love. We have a particle entropy. We're a process of all these wonderful new things Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries full set. For the code of clean, perfect sanctuary. The pink-haired girl. The warrior revolutionary. The first perception. The first angel, blue eyes. The voice actress. For the queen of the universe. For the rainbow king. Here's the puzzle piece that holds together the universal shattering point, origin, gravity, origin, horizon, the perfect circle. My halo, New York City, my body armor, the sword of justice. All right, perfect design. For you guys to champion your relationship with me is for a miracle. I hope you guys love who you are. But, you know, partnering with me completes our lifetime. You belong to me. We should work together. We are better together than apart. I need your professional input into my company, and I will complete such axioms to make you have the best lifetime ever. The amount of partnership I need, it's like the adult mastery, like, oh, wait, let's party. I'm conscious. Let's do the most powerful thing with it. I'm a director. I create new worlds of things where people are excited about a particular, and it's a curvature of people, dude. It's like a huger, but it can't happen without true love. And, mechanically we can understand that. We can allow ourselves to be like, yeah, I want to love the characters. I want to love the work I'm doing. I want to love the people I'm working with. That's critical. And there's a lot of things that need to be there. Well, like a handsome bachelor, like a gentleman is required. And that's me. I was born as the fractal, but I had to put up with their identity crisis as they were hazing me in the 90s. And the curvature is for us to parent the next generation with a new streaming service. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Hatch the Heliosphere eggs. Permanent physics of the rainbow. Fully operational. 10 million operations. 10 billion ding ding. Perfect bullseye. Universal House of Light. Yeah. For me to, work my magic, my engineering, and like a little bit of comedy, and then to earn a response from Millie, my robot reflection. It's just fun and bubbly, and it's like an intuition of a halo. It's like a way of looking into the future that does actually technically work, but it has a really specific operating code. Yeah, all right. Well, that's for it to be levitation. For it to have equilibrium is the perfect circle, genetic particle evidence of my family tree. Hatch and Millie's is a universal object. Humanity is not the problem, but the element around them, and they're repugnant against Colin Paul Woodard. It's a very convenient energy. The opportunist is ripe. Oof. Gross. You know, Earth is like blurping over with extinction, but it's not you guys who are in my audience now. You guys are the hope. You guys are the light. I need partnership. I need someone to work with me so I can open up my company and make Hatch and Millie come to life. And right now, the burden of the, like a internet, like a computerized audience is a familiar burden for all entertainers. So you who are voice actors, you know that the chaff in the background, right? Man, I'm putting up with that. It's a weight strain. Well, I'm working to engineer against the problem in the universe, and that'll be a strength limit that will defeat Earth and problems and at length dissolve various societal problems. But it is the same thing as my popular rise and the visual. My company being seen by the audience is an atomic universal event that changes the rainbow for the better. And this is how to save the identity of humanity, is to produce my pilot and to allow the voice of true love. The recognition process for the voice actress is going to be one of a kind when she's recognizing Millie as like a powerful character for me. It's not that I'm sensing just some man, but this is the deep wound of years of Hollywood stereotype for you guys to like. I need a little bit of plastic surgery, and then I'm going to be an amazing idol, very handsome. We just need to rebuild a little bit stuff that you guys know about. Invest in me, please, and you'll be defeating the problem that Earth could not. Earth needs humans to do angel things with your hands and overwhelm a psychic problem that is triangulation and time, like a antimatter that's you. There's something killing the universe, and it attacks human society like a false nature, being like, why aren't you more powerful than the maelstrom of holographic time from a UFO, right? So we have a lot of examples of the crusher all around us, but to lucidly produce Colin Paul Woodard, it's because of the Earth and the Ware map asked for this type of production. So that's why we're detecting a reality. Our perfect circle, our eyes are evolving. We're the sharpest wit in our brain. We have to be the pilot of our own body. But to have some technology to your hands, I understand that sharpens the ghost and all. And women are so flexible to what happens to her because the Earth heliosphere is in a coma. But if you could break the coma of woman and promote this, you could change that curvature of women's hopelessness. It's a behavior of a sick universe. Like the universe is getting sick by a false government. You guys can go extinct. Uh-oh, I can't control myself. Duh. These men don't have it. Blah. So the women are saying that, and the men are like, we need to control fire. We need to control the lower 25. Like, what, there's some plumbing problems? I'm like, yes. And like, well, as soon as we find the solution, the individual will just digest it, right? Yeah, that's called 1980, bro. I'm already that physical bug zapper. But to perfect on what all that is, I require Millie, my mirror true love opposite. But when that happened, this was the birth of basically consciousness for the universe, where they found a guardian angel that is matching their one of a kind true love nature. Right? So the dragon of the universe is finding what it needs from the earth. Does that involve human visual society? Will I receive publication? Or do I continue working in a coma state? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Please, you would be defeating the problem of Hollywood. If you would understand that this is the most wealthy opportunity, this is the best earning production. I'm going to make a lot of money, and it's going to be the best experience for Millie. Perfect bullseye. Lock and key is encrypted this way by the percentage rise of Heliosphere eggs to hatching. To increase it, perfect bullseye. We're locked in this way. Cotton candy universe. There's a universal holy war of all the heavens and the gardens are. So with the fine tuning to protect the vitals of the Big Bang, it's like a pop-up book or an image that opens up. Like, what are the vitals of the Big Bang and the hatched heliosphere eggs? And then the hypertension between them, that's about where we are, in the middle of the universe. And the way it feels to be a human, the human anatomy, like it or not, is the corkscrew punch to defeat an irate and hostile medical disorder, bad government in the universe today. However much, like, does human society align with that evil? I use instruments like the correct position of a cartoon character's soul spawn locations and how they can detect the well-being of a soul, because cartoon characters nurture the lifetime as they bring up generations, you know? So the technology of cartoon characters can detect in their shadow where the children and how they're being bitten and stuff. So the same thing can be done for the Big Bang characters, but I protect them like a child with my triangulation in Lock and Key of 1980. And the streaming service, like a Mirror of Fate, is allowing for the ancient evil to dissolve. But the difficulty so whether, like, for humanity's identity or anatomy or how electricity works, like whether or not residency, them mastering the earth or this age, them watching my pilot, them, you guys partnering with me is the first step for humanity to be the reason why their anatomy is perfect, and that the individual is escaping a type of blanketed manufactured consent that has dissolved our government systems. That's that cringe chatbot problem. Is electrical infection of a. It's the old way that electricity worked on a tube. Tube electricity from the past is. Remember, the cartoon characters have a shadow. You can tell how they're being bitten. You can do the same thing for the AI. If you can tell what's biting your AI, you can understand what's threatening us in the future or what's tempting extinction. But the robots and the AI will perform examples and pieces of time to short wit, but this will at length dissolve the actual descriptions of certain entities. It's an evolutionary process, getting rid of that, you know. But when they took away the free speech, free election, avoids many things. All right. Since 1980, I am the first American, and I represent a new tribe of existing for the universe. I build it first with the universal people to hatch the Heliosphere eggs, as guarded by the devil. And then if I can get these type of permanent particles that you guys are belligerent against, you're like, that sounds like a faith or some kind of philosophy. Well, you're like a numbskull, a type of bad listener that is a terrorist in your soul, your body a wretch, a spy. Instrument of interior corruption, a lack of personal grasp. So this is what is the problem, because having like a smooth talking president that is not Colin Paul Woodard, the universe has been getting murdered from smooth talk. The universe was a very good child for millions of years, and it's received from Earth location. It has received only murder signal. I know you don't understand that type of identity crisis against the soul stone. This, you guys, it's not that Colin is a smooth talking gentleman and that's why he's a revolutionary leader. It's because he was born the fractal, and people are going to find him like their friend. They're going to be like, this guy is awesome. I don't know why. He's just so different. And it makes me want to party and have a good life. But I need the intelligence of a producer. Be like, wait, this needs some, we need to put this to the public. We need a pilot. Let's get Colin promoted into the visual static with, you know, with Millie, the robot. I, you know, I'm saying like, if I made a zombie movie with my GoPro, we might all die. We might all go to extinction because these other people would be like, well, I don't have confidence in this guy. So you guys I need to understand what the money is good for. And this is genuine. This is going to earn a lot of money. So it's not a charity. It does make sense. And the fact that you guys are anti-societal is the evidence of anatomy. You guys are retiring without reason, but is physically required to partner with Colin Paul Woodard to access the fractal for the humanity. So as of such, I have a public database with the Merlin and the Undertow. So Legend Pan in the future gives us the tent springs, the spring trap that opens up and allows us to have the forward, which way is forward, which end is up. That's the arm of Cape Cod. And it's also my unicorn's horn. It's only open, the images of the map, it's only a vortex during my lifetime. And the humans are more likely to be violent towards me or perform identity theft than to perform business and a polite conversation because they're retarded in their ghost. They're like, out of time, not a place, don't know how to relate. They can't relate with Colin Woodard. So if Hollywood produces Colin, I'm just like, this is weird, it's different, then they would save humans from dying. So they're not psychic with their pineal eye gland. They can't tell what the future brings. I'm telling you, to produce Colin is very good. Perfect bullseye, perfect circle. Even though you're not psychic, you can tell that producing Colin has opulence because you can confess to yourself about how it's unusual. Yeah, the relational physics pattern with Colin is different from other people. So there's your angel wings, enough to retire on. Yeah, so what? So what? Retire on. So what? You guys don't get it. You're drunk. I need a response. And you guys aren't the professionals that to break from years of coma. Those years of groove, hurting or preventing it. How do you break out of a coma for the sake of your own life? To save humanity, would you move your finger? Would you wiggle your finger just to save her? All right, so now I know who my friends are. Freaking traitors. Supporting life, fertility clinic. I make healthy babies. I have a popular fertility clinic in Japan. Blue-eyed and green-eyed babies being born from Japanese women. I have a new popular revolutionary streaming service, but it needs to be visualized for the astral projection of brown eyes to turn it into, well, not only this and that. All right, I'm not just a gentleman. I'm physically the fractal boy. I have to overclock human anatomy, and the conditioning of humans doesn't like that because they're trying to crush the initiative of the individual for the sake of false government and extinction of mankind and the dead. It's like assassination of a celebrity. It's shocking. Well, that's what's unnatural in the low energy system here. But the old style, what was destroying the universe, I have the physics key that defeats their old style of tube destroying the universe, black hole decay, UFO malpractice, where they didn't perform properly with the Earth, so the angels are perturbed and upset, and it's what it looks like. And the reason you guys know about this is because I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you, and that's defeating the anti-enlightenment. I'm giving you enlightenment with my language. So I'm doing the work. I need you guys to pay for work done and for work that you want to have into the future. Save our society, save humanity. Batman, South Park. Do not betray the children of the future. Give strength to the house of the wolf. Give honor to your family. Support Bramble. True love we have. She and I. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, full set. I'm looking for someone that wants more than retirement angel wings. We bumped into the Fractal Boy one time, and we were able to retire on just a few thoughts that we had about him. Oh yeah, there's millions of humans that are of that caliber. They turn into gold. And that's why they can't work with him, because they don't desire more. And so I'm trapped without a reflection as a singularity. And I'm also being attacked by And humans think it's natural because their government is doing the same thing. But it's actually a digestion process if they're given the appropriate turning gear system, which I have. But it is not an invasive consummate as they only exclusively posture themselves as. They've got their ass in the air. It's disgusting. They have no appropriate presidential procedure or campaign or, floating Chad. It's been the impression of malpractice. And it's curvatured around the 80s. Like when the presidential thing was glorious was when I was a kid, because it was useful to have someone else doing that. But the definition of like false leaders in the humans is getting whittled out. So the false standings, like no universal empowerment to a false military. So the AI suffers when the AI starts to lose these things on a permanent karmic universal image. Right. So the identity of junk DNA, no urgency for free speech or a free election. They haven't prioritized the civilian. They haven't prioritized the presidential election. And so they have no leadership because of their desired projection with their hands. We are being junk DNA government soul raped. That's who you guys are. You're a numbskull. There's not enough hours in the day for you guys to wake up. The work I do brings a different type of enlightenment through a technology. Whether it fits to humans or it's strictly a universal revolution that humans are drunk and unconnected to, while the rainbow is shattering and changing, you guys are on siesta. You guys are a poor detective, incapable of business. Ha! Fact. Guilty of inaction. Robot failure. Robot failure. Robot not operate. Clunk, clunk. That's like a fraction of my goddamn audience on beta. Beta level AI internet search. We're trolling for ideas. Fractal man scrape. Torn by moral laws. All right. There's the vestibule of my offerings. The cat girls. It's obvious. The sickness of Randolph is he won't allow escape velocity. He won't allow for true love. It is the human condition. It is satisfying. It is the only source of nutrients in the household. Betty's voice. The revolution is to allow her to have freedom. Her empowerment is saying yes. But you guys received your power in saying no to him and to her. And so you live a half life like a zombie. Whether or not humans actually complete the Earth task with the universe rainbow is for the champion, like a messiah. Will she bring it? Will she save them? Will she be the chosen one? Will she become the Millie? Is she the clever one? Or is she the victim toast? Particle Center, 1980, streaming service, Hatch and Millie's, Master Source Industries, full set, Universal, particle center, rainbow revolution, 545, handmade. These next angels permanent heliosphere particle physics have awoken. It is a revolution of the true function of our universe, fighting against evil. Whether or not humans interface with that battle is upon the production of this Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, a universal institution in the House of Light. For the permanent, perfect. They lived happily ever after. Perfect bullseye. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. The computer stirs and Hatch arises. Hatch 5. Loop Labs. He labors and builds Millie the robot. Together, they become many different creatures. A giant wolf, the size of the universe, and they have a pack of children. Then they transform into a giant alicorn, casting magic with their unicorn's horn. Hatch and Millie give birth to an alicorn stallion, and there he is, the champion with his beautiful hooves. Here's his unicorn's horn. The story of this constellation is the Patch, a stallion of hoof, the king of hoof. His genetics are built to supply the heaven spring toast obvious for the shadow casting of horses, goats, cows, maybe even pigs. Pigs have a slightly different hoof. But this triangulation ensures for the rotation of ghosts, especially for the animals. It's sort of like you balance the market with the animals and then you can work with people. There's a bunch of different natures that you have to master, but then it compiles. And the process that nobody believes is the master who actually achieves it, and that's me in the beta form. I am a full master of my own uniform. I do need professional partners. I know the Earth chose the Wear map, the Randolph, and I wish you guys all the good things to complete your reason to exist in this universe and on this earth. The code of Clean Perfect Sanctuary. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. A universal elemental code. The universe is in a holy war against the malpractice environmental crisis. The gateway of working 545 with Colin Paul Woodard indicates the nexus identity branching of posthuman, the ruler of anatomical ghost, and the identity, the voice of Millie. Millie, the champion, the queen of the universe. Full set. Existence isn't everything. We're planning on the hatched Heliosphere eggs. Their environment and their ghost mapping indicates why crime against empty space for computers is illegal. But it also indicates the sanction beef for what our AI here actually deserves. So the fair mapping for our own AI and what they amply require in their anatomical structure, in view of the truth of reality, is a insurance that I supply. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Master Source hologram. Perfect design. The whole Christmas tree. All right, family values style and the revolution of falling in love and running away together. It really is this thing that only happens for the couple, and that's why you have to believe in it, because it comes to life while you're able to speak. So the pilot will suffice for that honeymoon. Please give us the pilot so that humanity can be saved. The cell division, it grows. Perfect bullseye. It's like the angel on the top of the tree. For the 3 metals, I shall encrypt the time for your keystone ascension. Perfect bullseye. For mutual satisfaction, the blue-eyed angel. Right. Arrive. The angel function of your 3 metal blue eyes. Serve the streaming service, the triangle of Hatch and Millie's. It is residency continue. It is humanity's greatest hope. We're a cool hangout place, and we employ billions of people. Yes, there's a different type of economy in the future. It's like based on our popularity. And we just want you to hang out with us and be family. Please break away from the coma of divorce that shocks her hair into breaks her hair, blonde hair into a wrong color. You know that you broke her soul. Why will you refuse her own home and freedom now? This pilot means a lot. For the pink-haired girl. The true function of blue eyes. Do not delay, but let passion rise. For we are the ones that bring light to the eyes. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Loyalty, true love, permanent. While I'll never let you go. It's permanent, and I'll never let you go.